Welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I'm Danielle D, or Coach Danni D, and I help women to create luxury brands by creating processes and tightening their branding. This is where we talk about how to build your business in a way that allows you to work with ease and enjoy your life. My happy space is spending as much time as humanly possible in my pajamas. And I want to help others to find their happy space while still running profitable businesses. So get comfortable and let's dig in. Hello and welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I am your host, Coach Danny D, here helping you to find that place of balance where you are living the life that you want, you are looking at success as something that is holistic and that includes all areas of your life. And you're focusing on all those areas so that you can get there. So that's what we're here for. And one, I just want to say, sorry for my listeners that are avid listeners listening every week that, I skipped last week's episode. And, apologies. Um, but it was necessary. And I'm going to use that as my um, theme topic for today. So sometimes it is necessary to take a step back, to take a break. But that doesn't mean, a lot of times we have a very hard time with the comeback, right? Like, if we feel like we either fell off or we didn't do something that we were supposed to, we struggle with that comeback. We struggle with getting back in there. We, assume that a lot of times, when I'm working with people, if they haven't been consistent with their social media, or with this or with that, they, spend even more time thinking about how to come back or feeling guilty for stopping that they don't tend to come back. But consistency is a huge part of success, a huge part of building your brand. And as much as we don't want to stop at times, sometimes you have to, and um, sometimes that's the right answer. But that doesn't mean that you can't turn around and come back. So in my case, just, updating you guys. So I'm trying to think of what has happened in the late, like it seems like it's like been such a long time, but it's really just been about a week and a half, like, 2 weeks. Um, my son went to college, so we sent him off to college. He seems very well adjusted up there, so that was really good. So I didn't have to do, my whole mama boohoo, because he definitely felt, well adjusted, great roommates, great situation. Um, I, got a stomach bug that pretty much took me out for a good bit of time just because I was so low energy. And actually, it was kind of challenging because right before that, I put together this whole plan of action of like things that I wanted to do, things that I wanted to do in both businesses. So I was really excited about the things that were to come, but lives, and sometimes you have to slow down. So yesterday and today are probably my first like days back, into um back into everything, right? And that transition is a little slow sometimes because now you have to like regain where you were and rebuild that momentum. But, you were doing it for a reason, right? You were excited about it for a reason. You went down this road for a reason. So we talk a lot about why, like, what is your why? What is your purpose? And it's important to keep that at the forefront because in moments where you kind of pull back or detach, it's easy to, lose that connection and, excuse me, drift off into other directions because you've lost that strong connection that you had when you had this idea, when you um started this business, or when you decided you were going to launch this new thing, when you decided that you were going to go up for this promotion, whatever the thing is that you were like super excited about, but then something came up and you got derailed, right? And just don't let that derailment be where you stay. Don't don't contort that derailment into a sign, that you're not supposed to do a thing. Sometimes you're not, right? Sometimes we may go down a path and it may not be the right path. Sometimes it's just that it's life and you have to work around the things that happen in life, but that does not take away from you that that thing was supposed to happen, that you were passionate about that thing, that that thing is aligned with your success story. So, what I want to caution you against is just throwing away that thing when that fire is not there in the same way, or when you get a few steps removed from it, because honestly, it's typically the fear of the bigness of the thing that is keeping you from continuing down the path that you know you need to continue down. So I'm back. I'm not going to hold you long because I have a lot of things that I want to catch up on um, that were spelled out, prior to. So just keeping up, catching up on those things, sharing with you what's going on in the, workflow metaverse. So if you are on my mailing list or you are in my alumni group, I shared yesterday my new workshop that's coming up, which is going from to do to done. So that workshop will be September 11th. It will be a interactive virtual workshop. Excuse me, y'all. And it's really based on the fact that a lot of people will say, you always you come up with this idea and then you like next thing we know we see it on the streets. And ironically, this is an idea I came up with months ago and kind of just sat on my list. So I'm getting it out, getting it um prepared for you guys so that you can get unstuck, whatever that thing is that you're stuck on. You can get unstuck and get it done and finally get it done. So in that workshop, we will be going over like figuring out where you're stuck and why you're stuck. What are the next steps? Creating the action plan and also creating tools to help you to get unstuck when you get stuck in the future. Because one thing that we don't always do is identify what triggers us and then what moves us, right? There, certain things in certain ways we kind of can pull ourselves out of things. We know what has worked in the past, and not everything works all the time. But if you have a, running list of those things that work, it gives you somewhere to go when you're feeling stuck. So that workshop, like I said, is September 11th. I'll put that in the show notes. The next Capable Confident Challenge is starting on September 1st. That is where we get deep down into that imposter syndrome. What is keeping you from leveling up? Um, and a lot of times people say, well, that's not for me, either because they already think that they are confident. And I've said before, I feel like there's two types of confidence. There's that external confidence where we show up a certain way, but then there's that internal confidence where we actually believe it ourselves. And that's what we want to work on. Also, um, sometimes we say, well, I'm at the height of my game. You may be sitting on the top, but are you really challenging yourself and pushing yourself to be that best version of yourself? Because some of us can easily be well accomplished, but still not be fully tapping into our potential. And so that's a part of it as well. And it's been really great just seeing that next level come out, right? Where you're, not just being good, not even just being great, but being phenomenal. So that is coming up September 1st. Um, we always have our success journal available as well as individual coaching if you are looking for individual coaching. So you can always book a discovery call and we can figure out where's the best fit for you. So that's what I got for you guys today. I want you to, whatever it is that you feel like you stepped away from and you can't just jump back in. I've had a lot of people um like feel like that and jump back in and nobody has anything to say. Most times people are like, oh my God, I missed that. So just jump back in, pick up where you were and keep going. All right, you guys, have a great week. Thank you for listening to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I hope you got some great tips to start working with ease. Want to stay connected? Follow me at Your Workflow on Instagram. For more information about building your luxury brand, register for my upcoming luxury brand workshop at CoachDanniD.com.